All right. Well, it looks like Buffalo has their mojo back, which, before we get into that, off camera, and I think I ask you this every year.
Right.
When was the last time two MAC teams?
1999.
1999. I'm going to have to remember that.
Kent State upset Miami in the MAC tournament, and Miami got in as an at-large. Actually, 98, 99, I think 3 times or 4 times in the 90s, all in the late 90s. The Mid-American Conference got 2 teams in, and then all of a sudden it just dried up. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why, because they had some really good years there in the early 90s with multiple very good teams that for some reason all of a sudden the NCAA just turned their back. And then, of course, it's kind of dwindled down from there. But that's another subject.
So if, I'm sure it will have to take Buffalo losing in the tournament to whatever team they lose to, and those will be the 2 teams to make it.
Right. It's hard for me right now, even though the Mid-American Conference is the number 8 conference in the country, it's hard for me right now to see an enlarged resume from a team in the league that will get them into the NCAA tournament standing on their own. There's just nobody there. Buffalo is the only team that did something non-conference and obviously in conference play where they could stand on their own as an enlarged team for an NCAA tournament bid. Kent State had the opportunity, but they kind of hit the wall a little bit here late with a couple. Losing to Buffalo is not alarming, obviously, although they lost by 20-something points on the road.
That's alarming.
That's alarming. But they did have a resume, and still do have a resume. I mean, if they get on a hot roll here late, they do have a resume that you can stand on. But they've really got to rev it up here down the stretch and then keep it going all the way through the conference tournament, which they did a couple years ago. I don't know if they have the same type of team and the same type of caliber of players now that they had then to do that, but the opportunity is still there. But beyond that, Bowling Green, they didn't beat a team with a winning record in non-conference play. Toledo played absolutely nobody in non-conference, and then they've kind of been hit or miss. Ball State, a very talented team. They got four Division I BCS Power Conference transfers on their team. Good players, but for whatever reason, they're not meshing. Eastern Michigan, another very talented team, has never gotten their act together. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the league, a lot of talented teams in the league that just haven't got their act together. The team that's playing among the best right now is Akron, and they're just a little bit above 500, but their defense is so strong that that'll carry them into the tournament. And if their offenses, which shows signs of coming around, if they keep going, they could be a dark horse in the tournament too. But again, no resume. It would have to be a team winning out in the MAC tournament and Buffalo getting in as an at-large. If Buffalo wins the MAC tournament, I'd be shocked if there's another MAC team that gets an at-large bid.
Kids, you need your resumes.
Yes.